first thing is that, Pakistan is currently undergoing perhaps the greatest economic and financial crisis, with the inflation of ranging from 30 to 40%. And, as per the economic survey, just 0.3% growth compared to last year's 6% growth. Actually, this is 9 months estimate, so once they have full year's figures, we will probably have negative, our economy, I expect, would have contracted by 2% or so. And there is an unemployment, huge unemployment situation, and still on the verge of default. So it is in this background that this budget has been presented. We know that government had two conflicting kind of objectives. One is that they have to somehow get the IMF support. They're trying to get at least one review done and get $1 billion by 30th June. But which to me it seems really improbable. The real issue would be, if Pakistan doesn't get the IMF support, and also reprofiling and restructuring of its debt, there is very high probability, high risk that the country will do a sovereign default. So on the other side, obviously, they are looking at elections. So this budget obviously has a lot of popular measures. Some of them are good steps as well, steps to promote, young people's skill development, SMEs, and agriculture. So many good steps have been included in the budget. But the problem is the allocations are small, and it is uncertain whether many of these steps will be sustained, because my own estimate is that this budget really is a provisional one. It's more for consumption of the public. Government has tried to give a popular budget when these numbers clearly, do not balance. So the revenue target of 9.2 trillion rupees, first of all, is very, very challenging. But even if government is able to achieve that, after taking out the provincial share, federal government will not have sufficient money even to pay the interest, So from that perspective, I think this budget is not even achieving primary deficit target, surplus target. So I think it's a budget, seems to me, is more for public consumption. It is not likely to sustain, and for the purpose of getting a major IMF program in the first quarter, and also I think the critical need to get our debt restructured and reprofiled, because definitely we'll not be able to pay $22 billion that we are required to pay. So that current year has been very painful. I personally think that the next year is going to be perhaps even more painful with the restructuring and reprofiling, because this is one of the, our situation is perhaps after the greatest restructuring and reprofiling, the two countries that have gone through, Argentina and then Greece in 2012, our situation is also, similar. So, and when you go through the restructuring and, reprofiling of the debt, which I think is inevitable, then in that case, the lenders put very stringent conditions, and you have to, contain your expenditure. And one of the things that this budget doesn't include anything is cutting down the expenditure. In fact, the non-current expenditure, current expenditure as well as development expenditure, it's a very expansionary budget of 1.47 trillion rupees. So in this situation, it's frankly, government doesn't have the resources to sustain this.